Hello everyone and welcome back to another video here at Tablemon. Thank you so much for tuning in. We are going to continue with the Crown Senate testing where we are going to be featuring this Zamazenta based Lost Box deck. The ability Metal Shield, if this Pokemon has any energy attached, it takes 30 less damage from attacks. And the attack Retaliate does 100 damage, but if any of your Pokemon were knocked out during your opponent's last turn, then this attack does 120 more damage. So very nice solid amount to knock out any Vs, 2-hit KO V-Stars or VMAXs. And we are going to be pairing that with Cramorant and Sableye, along with Comfey in the Lost Zone section or portion of the deck, so that we can power up the Zamazenta through Mirage Gate. But in order to take advantage of the Sky Seal Stone with its ability Star Order, you may use the ability, and if your opponent's active Pokemon V-Star or V-Max is knocked out by damage from an attack of your basic Pokemon V, then you take one more Rice card. Yeah. This tool should only be attached to a Pokemon V, so you can use the V-Star power. And then Luminion will probably not be doing those knockouts, but Draped V could now take 4 prizes on a Mew VMAX. Galarian Zapdos V could also take 3 prizes now on an Arceus V-Star or 4 prizes on an Eternatus VMAX. And then finally we have Raikou V with the Lightning Rondo attack, which could take 3 prizes on a Lugia or something like a Stout. No, not a Stoutland. Sorry, Stoutland is not a V-Star or VMAX. So on a Lugia, right? So you give up an extra prize, but in exchange you get an extra prize, which is really, really nice. Now outside of that, we have the regular setup for Lost Box. No Oranguru though. I couldn't manage to fit the Oranguru. You could argue that it could be in place of Galarian Zapdos V, but I do like having that as an option for now. So there's that to consider. I'd really love to fit an Oranguru. If you have any ideas on where to fit it, I'm all ears. And then we have a bunch of energies to help cover the attacks of our Pokemon. We have the Colress to get more cards in the Lost Zone. We have a bunch of switching cards with Escape Rope, Switch Card, and Scoop of Net and Air Balloon, and Capture Energy to help with the consistency of the deck. So very similar structure to most Lost Box decks. We'll have to see how good Zamazenta can be during the games, but I'll be honest, I'm a big fan of Rayquaza Raikou still, as you can imagine, and this is just a different concept, but I'm not so sure it's that much better, or any better at all, than Rayquaza Lost Box. But let's find out in some games. Just a second. If you want to support the channel, you can use code Tablemon to get 5% off at Potent Store for your online codes, 10% off for your sealed product at Flipside Gaming, and 20% off for your superfoods at Amaranthi. Or if you're looking to buy singles or sleeves, you can fill up your cart and close the tab, then click on the affiliate link in the description and check out. That way you can support the channel over at TCG Player, Card Market, and Dragon Shield. This video is sponsored by the Pokemon TCG deck building website PokemonCard.io. Alright, so a very, very bad hand right here. When I can retreat the Sableye into a Comfey, I guess, to get going, but definitely a very questionable hand and start. Right. Okay, so we're up against Goodra, where we might be able to use the V-Star to get like a small advantage. Now, like the Sky Seal Stone, I mean, but we're definitely gonna need to, or we're definitely gonna end up toolkit KOing the Goodra. Okay, so this is interesting. I'm just gonna attach retreat. I was thinking of quick bowling for Radiant Greninja and drawing 2 cards first, but then if I don't retreat, then I'm not accomplishing too much. I mean, I'm not hitting with Cramorant this turn. I don't know my prizes. I feel like now is the time to... I don't see myself using Zapdos this game. So this is where I'll use Greninja. Try and focus the most on single prizers, most likely. did price a copy of Colorless. So that's important to note. I'm gonna go ahead and field cards as well. And I mean, not the best, not the worst. I don't want to get bossed on a Zamazenta because it does have a 2 retreat cost, so just leave as is. See the capture. Probably, oh, I was gonna say a Comfy, but it's actually a Greninja. So maybe my intent does not include a way to switch. They do find the Colress, however. Rapian and Ordinary Rod, which I believe, if this is defenseless from this weekend, they're probably playing too. I hope they don't escape rope. Okay, they're just gonna pass. That's solid. All right, so we're gonna start with concealed cards. Try to get closer to Colress. Not quite. All right, so goodbye Raikou then as well. But this gives me another Convey, which is decent. I'm not happy about saying that Raikou lost some though. I am certainly not happy about that. Doesn't look like I'll be able to Colress this turn. Yep. No Colress for me. Alright. So I'm gonna go ahead and bench the Zamazenta now. Pass. We have another concealed cards next turn, but very underwhelming turns for now, for sure. Very, very underwhelming. There's a V-Star. Oh, and they also have their V-Star available too. So the fact that I haven't applied any pressure at all yet is really, really bad. At least getting 110 on this Kudra right now would have been really, really important. So that they use their V-Star as quickly as possible. And we do see an escape rope. I'll just promote the Comfey. Could have considered promoting the Greninja instead. Definitely should have at least slowed down a little bit to consider it. That's 5 in the lost one for my opponent. Now it's gonna be 6. So we could even see a Kudra attack. Now, that, what my opponent just did, scoop up at the Comfey and then rebench it immediately, that's a mistake. There's no reason to do that before you flower select. Absolutely no reason to do it. Even if you know. Okay, well now they didn't do it for some reason. So, like, why would you do it before? Maybe it was a mistake, but there's no reason to rebench immediately before you flower select. Flower select, choose your card, and then if you know you're gonna use Comfey again, then bench and then switch into the Comfey. There's no reason to do it otherwise. There are situations where taking a card, looking at 2 cards from the Comfey could possibly open up possibilities to where you regret benching that Comfey. Alright. So they're at 6 now. No, 7. So yeah, now we are dead. Now we are dead in the water. So they somehow got the attack first despite being the slower version of Lost Box. And it quite simply is because they call rest 2 turns and I have not call rest a single turn. And I will continue to not call rest for another turn. So on to the next match. Alright. Now this is a hand. And this is a hand where, since I'm going first, I wish I had Oranger to protect the call risk. Because if I get Marnie, then I'm out of those. Alright, instead of this... okay, we're up against Shadow Rider Calyrex. So Drapian's just gonna wreck base, right? So let's go ahead and get a few cards into our hand. Oh, wait, no. Well, yeah, Drapion is going to wreck phase. We just need to power it up, which is also completely fine. Okay, easy choice. Not ideal, though. Certainly not ideal. Let's go ahead and attach to the Comfey, establish a Remirant for the potential next turn, then we'll just retreat. Flower selecting again. I feel like I want to keep the lightning because I do play 3 water. I should have checked my prizes for the energy counts. That's very, very important that you don't make mistakes with Mirage Gate. Very, very key. All right. We shall see. I don't know. I mean, this could be immune to V-Star with... I really don't know. I really don't know. Quick Ball. It's just Shadow Rider is just not a good card or Pokemon right now. Its damage output is too low for a VMAX. Like, why would you use a Psychic VMAX that takes a while to do anything rather than just Mew? Which on turn 2 just completely and utterly wrecks face. Okay. So, I mean, I don't mind doing 110 with Remirant this turn. I somehow have 3 Colress now. Zapdos seems decent. So I'll keep the Zapdos instead of the Quick Ball, sure. And now I'm at 4. So I'll go ahead and flower selecting. Keep the rod. Now we're at 5. Scoop up net. Now we are at 6. Keeping the metal. Nothing has low enough HP for Sableye to be super impactful. And I do have another one. And then I can go switch card for the 7th. And yeah, I don't have a KO on this Calyrex with Zamazenta because my opponent did not take a KO. So this is where having Rayquaza makes a big difference. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and bench this. And my opponent just gives up. Okay, on to the next one then. All right, won the coin flip again, which is very nice. And decent start. Hopefully we can play a good game. Now, Dunsparce all but confirms. All but confirms Lugia, I reckon. We're gonna loss on the stabilizing as how we have 2. And then I kind of like benching. I'm not the biggest fan of, like, I could scoop up net and just get another card in the lost zone. I feel like for now I'm just gonna pass. There was merit to also benching Zamazenta and attaching to it, I guess, but we'll see. Just to make the Marnie less good, right? Less enticable. Like, if you see, I feel like a lot of players, like in my experience playing the last year, I feel like a lot of players, they'll ask you how many cards you have in your hand, and if you have a decent amount, like anything above 5, they'll just automatically play the Marnie with no regard on your actions or the board or what they need. They'll just think, oh no, they have more than the 4 cards of Marnie, so I need to Marnie. Rather than figuring out, like, and they'll give up on things that they need to do in order to do that, which is mind-blowing, but also true. Right, and so a higher hand number does mean your opponent will likely choose to Marnie you. Just makes it more likely. But we do see the Serena, and okay, there was a Marnie in my opponent's hand. That was a discard card, so I wonder what the other one is. Maybe a Lugia V-Star. That would sort of explain it. All right. So this is a pretty good hand Since I do have the Raikou, I think my play is going to be to try and utilize the Sky Seal Stone to knock out the Lugia, especially since I have the guaranteed knockout on the Dunsparce this turn. So I really like that idea. Galarian Zapdos could be cool, but I have Zamazenta to deal with. The thing. Okay, so I have the capture to fetch me Raikou. I'm gonna go flower selecting. Okay, I'm gonna keep the lightning. So no Luminian, no Zapdos this game, which is honestly fine. Alright, I'm gonna bench this Zamazenta. I wanna capture. I'm just gonna capture energy the Comfey, I guess. I'm already at 4, right? Or maybe I don't. Like if I capture energy, I'm not getting to 7. If I don't, yeah, actually I should just like dig deeper. I'll just leave this attached, sure. And establish the Greninja. Okay, let's go with the Greninja. As you can see, I'm being very lax with my prize cards. I'm not gonna reveal the lightning just yet. I actually don't even know if the Raikou is in there. But that's okay. Or the stone. So yeah, perhaps not doing this super correctly, but it is what it is. This does open up the door to just power up Zamazenta if my opponent chooses to go, or is able to go Stoutland though, which is good. We'll see. There's a Lugia, so I imagine that's the card they kept. That's why they chose to Serena over the Marty, but I'm not entirely sure. We do see the Incense. It's gotta be an Archeops since they only have 1 in their discard. So now, will they Marty? Marty seems pretty good here, right? Like if you have a way to discard the Archeops, say like quick pull away the Archeops, find Luminian, go Marty, then that seems very reasonable, but we're just gonna see a research. So we get to keep our huge hand. And this is where, oh, the Raikou, okay. Raikou is really bad. Because now they do get a 2 price turn. Yeah, Raikou is really bad. There's no opportunity for me, well, I guess there was, to protect against the Raikou with the cat. There definitely was, yeah. So if you're my opponent, I mean, I have protection against this Stoutland, which is nice. But still, this certainly could have been avoided. So they're gonna knock out Cramorant and Comfey. I'll promote Zamazenta. I'll build card to win the medal. So maybe the Greninja was a little greedy. The Greninja does seem a little greedy, I guess. Yeah, so they go for their 2 price turn, which is not ideal, right? Not the end of the world either. Doesn't seem like it, at least. So I might just have to Raihan for the other metal energy, which is less than ideal. How do I have all 4 Mirage Gates? Jeez. Yeah, and they choose the follow-up turn, right? Like I get this KO and then what? And then I'm literally doing nothing. And then Zamazenta doesn't get KO'd. I'm actually hoping for a Marty here. Yeah, just retaliate KO. So they do have to use Lugia in order to return KO this turn, correct? No Colress was... Yeah, no nothing. Like, what is this hand? No cards in the lost zone last turn. No nothing. Very awkward situation. Alright, so we see the capture. They are down 1 powerful. Yes. So make this Stoutland slightly less threatening. Not like need to combine it with a boss's orders on potentially a Comfey, which they do have access to. Okay, so that will be enough to take the KO. Do they Marty here? Yes, they do. All right, that seems reasonable. Okay. It's really bad for me though, but nothing I can do about that. There's a raikou. I'm gonna need a magical Greninja here, which I'm not expecting at all. And it's really awkward that I still don't have another Colress. So yeah, despite having a really big hand, things are just not looking great. All right, well that's one piece of the puzzle. But that's nothing good. Oh, the Manaphy was priced anyway, so yeah. So to say I'm in trouble would be an understatement. I mean, I can hit this turn, I guess. But how do I win? I don't think I can win anymore. Like, I'll get a hit in, sure, but then, like, somehow still, like, I'm at 4 cards in the loss zone. I'm gonna need to find... Wow, my opponent doesn't do literally anything. Okay. Well, there's a Colress, so now I'll be at 7. The issue is, of course... Alright, so I can't take a KO with Zamazenta. If I can also take the KO with Raikou. If I take the KO with Raikou, then they just respond with... Oh, maybe they can't use Charizard, actually. Because they're down Heat and they're down Auroras. So they'd have to fully power up Stoutland. Oh my, okay. They'd have to go Boss KO Stoutland. Alright. So I guess it's Raikou time. Lightning. Let's go Psychic here, sure. And then let's go Ordinary Rod. Shuffle just the energies. Put back the metal. Let's go Mirage Gate. Metal, water. To the metal on the Zamazenta. Water here. I guess that doesn't really matter. Let's just continue to thin though. Metal and lightning. I mean, sure. Let's do lightning here and metal here. And let's thin. Let's continue to thin. You. Then we will retreat. And then we will fleet-footed. Training Courts, that's a good card. And then we'll go Star Order. And boom. So we take 3 prizes here. I wish, if I had a Scoop of Net, I would 100% guarantee that Stoutland is not an issue on the Comfey. It would need to go Birdkeeper, 4 energies, Stoutland KO Raikou, which is still possible. 100% still possible. That was quite the turn. Alright, well there's the boss. And there's the thing. That's unfortunate. Yeah, if I had Scoop Up Net, then I would have prevented this. They also, like, generally misplayed. Like, they could have just used one ability, powered up to have the retreat. Very, very awkward way to do things for my opponent, but it is what it is. There's one powerful, there's the other powerful. And that's it. So close-ish. One turn too late on the raikou play. It is what it is. So yeah, honestly, I'm not very impressed with this deck. Like, it just 100% it feels inferior to Rayquaza Raikou. In the damage that you can deal, the attackers that you have relying on V just feels like, why would you choose to rely on Vs when you can just KO the same Pokemon except with Rayquaza, right? With a single prizer. So my conclusion is that this deck isn't good enough, and it's not better than single price based decks. Yeah, and like Skyfield Stone, the theory behind it, you get an extra prize, but because you have to use a basic V, you have to give up an extra prize as well. So then that's immediately counteracted. The only way it works out is if you don't get return KO'd, which 9 out of 10 times you will. So, questionable. Thanks so much for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.